Hi guys, my name is Sarika and I'm a 2022 UMD Fellow, and my project is the creation of a library and computer lab in the Chingwede district of Lusaka, Zambia. This July, I made a trip alongside the Unforgotten Fund, which is a charity based in the United States that provides humanitarian relief overseas. When I learned earlier this spring that the Unforgotten was building a new school for extremely vulnerable children, I realized that the creation of a library and lab would be a very feasible project for UMD. And so I traveled to Chingwede in order to learn more about the area that we'd be working in. And while the flight was around 30 hours long, which is the longest I've ever flown, it was well worth it because as soon as we hit the ground, we began running.
It's gotten worse. Have you seen Oko Ile?
Wow, I think it's gotten worse.
Okay, now it's uncontrollable. It's like Bakafika chair, they dump them, they go.
This is the Chingwede dump site, located in Changa. While typhoid, malaria, and cholera ravage the site, more disheartening than anything is the unfortunate reliance that many families have on the waste. Working as sorters and scavengers, many individuals spend their entire days picking through trash in order to earn only a few kwacha.
Oh, yes, with those boys. Those two boys. Now Isaac is even in grade 7. Oh, one of those. Is the only one who said yes to my to your pictures. to my pictures.
And then he came to the program.
Yes, he came into the is the only one who agreed to come in the program.
Nice.
I got a number of them, but others didn't show up for interview. So only Isaac came in. Not to go in, but they just sneak in.
Right beside the dump site, my attention had even been brought towards the neighboring graveyard, where gravestones were literally buried in trash. Within minutes of visiting the dump site, I was shocked by the number of children that I had seen. I had initially hoped to interview a few of them, but we were not allowed into the site by a few of the local men. Many of these children cannot afford to attend school. While public schools are often free, many of these children find making a small amount of money more important than attending classes. Additionally, many public schools have severely declined in their quality of education, often hosting classes for only a few hours a day and having teachers that don't even show up. The newly built school, which would be within walking distance of the trash site, would be perfect for the children that live near or at the dump site. Currently, the Unforgotten is sponsoring 24 students from primary school to college level, all coming from vulnerable backgrounds such as this one. However, they are scattered in various schools at the moment. Stephanie and Rebecca, the organization's field coordinators, will return again to find more potential students for the new school.
We check the borehole. Okay.
You want to be in it? You want to be in it?
Of which for me, two sit on each bench, yeah.
So they start from here.
So I know Matthew was interested. Yeah, the drilling. Remember we did 100 meters here.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we did 100 meters. Yeah. But this is your room. This is where the computers and the bookshelves will be for the library.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This is a perfect.
So,
Hey, you want to?
so half of it we want to put bookshelves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we also have desks for computers. So if they are studying in here, they can also be on their computers, and they can also be able to pull out a book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm hoping we can either put one big table here and have them all around, and then we have shelves around, and the books can then stay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that the window is covered, and this is because of he's staying in here. We haven't yet put it, but they should still have enough light.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is the room you're trying to make happen. One of the Kevin, go back.
Where are you going? Where are you going? Where is Isaac? Why is he there? He didn't know what.
Walking around the school was my favorite part of the trip. Much like my schools growing up, these classrooms were split up by grade level. Children would run out after class ended, all in their navy blue uniforms, and played tag or kicked plastic bottles for soccer until the teachers would usher them out. However, today, we asked the children in the program to stay behind and to bring their parents too for a meeting.
My name's Regina Hamubi. I completed last year. I was at Cabana Secondary, and here is my parents. Her name is Gertrude Njovu.
Okay, we Regina Hamubi.
Hi, my name is Mary Nyerenda, and she's my grandma, Emelda Chibanga. I'm learning on this school, Mapalo Trust School.
I'm Judith Piri, and she's Jen Pamakofi. She's my mom, and I'm at university. I'm in college, even Hon College. I'm studying computer studies.
Okay, so my university has a program called the Do Good Institute, where they give small stipends to students who have projects. So my project was to help build this computer lab and library to encourage students of like waste picking backgrounds and impoverished backgrounds to pursue an education. Hopefully, we can continue building, schools, libraries, so on and so forth.
Kuskulu kumwabo balapela abana b'eskulu ama ulupia.
Babulisa aya mabooks ayayi aya mabooks ni yanu then baza kuuzani muyasenzesa aya mabooks. Okay?
After handing out some notebook diaries and explaining that any of these students could use the library and computer lab, we ended up running into some car troubles. Oops. This is Mr. Daka, who teaches 7th and 8th grade here at the Mapalo School. He met with us today to tell us how the program students were doing in school and explain that many of them were doing very well academically. However, there was one issue. Many of the students were acting rudely towards the teachers and administrators. Our field coordinators explained that because many of these children are lacking parental figures in their lives, they have not been heavily disciplined. Instead, the Unforgotten has to step in.
Try really hard and focus on your studies. And
We probably need to buy some additional.
I then asked Mr. Daka what his favorite part about teaching was.
Actually, it has been my passion. That's from the time when I was very young. Teaching has been my passion. Since I was raised by my uncle who was a teacher, so he used to motivate me so that even you can be a teacher. So I developed interest through him after. That's how I became a teacher. So I love to teach, not to shoot right.
After discussing all the students at the Mapalo Secondary School, we'd begun making our way towards the 10 Stars Academy Primary School, where a few of the program's children are currently at.
It's just so funny how things just changing. Things just change. So she might have to do it without me.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Amen.
Never in my life have I seen kids so excited to take a selfie. We briefly visited Judy and Christina, two sisters who are the oldest in the program and studying computer science and medicine. Judy, though studying computer science, did not have her own computer for 7 months. She will be using one of the laptops we purchased for the library until a lab opens this September. Both of their professors say that they are doing extremely well in their classes.
Here it's just like she didn't make her bed. She was rushing for attachments. Yeah, this one in here, they are from Zimbabwe actually. These two that are sleeping here. They're doing nursing diploma. They're in 1.2. Then this one here, she's doing NS 1.2. And me here, I'm doing clinical medicine, which is 2.1. So just the 4 of us in this room. Otherwise, I'm just guys encouraging you, to be continuing in the same spirit. You should be studying hard so that you also find me like you join me at Eden. Sparing God without seeing you guys, we can be together.
On our way home that day, we'd passed an orphanage where the Unforgotten had built a water pump. That pump had worked for over 10 years, and the orphanage was still up and running, despite the heavy losses it took during the COVID outbreak.
How much?
On one of the last days in Zambia, we made our way to Malukanga, a village outside Lusaka near the barracks located on top of the mountains. An organization known as When Females Lead has recently built a new school in the village. However, there is still no water pump. I learned that children walk around 10 to 15 kilometers each way in order to fetch water from the river at the bottom of the mountain. That's around 6 to 9 miles each way. Already, 2 boreholes have been drilled and found to be dry. This will be the 3rd drilling, and this time it has to work. The Unforgotten has offered to pay for half of the pump's cost, so we came to visit the borehole spot ourselves.
Found me. And when I came...
Yes. Okay, just wait. I want to talk to him.
All right. In Malukanga, there are 74 households and 175 kids. Early marriage is extremely common, with kids being married around the ages of 15 and 16. This school would teach grades 1 to 5 and would encourage education over an early marriage.
This really does remind me of the first project we ever did.
Yeah?
I forgot. It was in India, but everything else is the same. It's so funny. The names change, the faces change, but the projects are pretty...
After around 20 minutes of walking, we'd finally reached the spot. The specialist noted that this is the location where 8 underground streams meet, as can also be seen by the tree lines around the spot. However, what we don't know is how deep down the water will be. I hope to return to Zambia once again to bring more supplies for the computer lab and the library once it is up and running, as well as to visit all of these projects to see their amazing progress. So far, we have 5 laptops and 100 books for the kids, but that is not nearly enough for the number of kids that will be using them. I'd like to thank everyone who made this trip possible and showing me how amazing Zambia is. I'd also like to thank Do Good at the University of Maryland for funding this project and helping kids go to school. Thank you for joining me on my adventure, and I hope to see you again.